boom.
This ends here.
Submit! You are finished! What are you doing?
Alright, come on. Yeah, minions are so dumb. Look at them. They're just standing in it. Just standing in it. Just taking it. They're just taking it.
Let the beast go. I don't have time for this. Stand, bend to my will. Impede my enemies. Grind you into dust.
Our energy shield recharge rate start is ridiculous. 1.4 seconds. I love it.
We that dreamed. We in nightmare. We that are one. We tire.
Why you aiming at me, dog? Boom. Uber breach. Taken care of. Just like that. Uber, Zesh, ritual boss. Destroyed instantly. Shaman build. Oh, we got a diamond too. Oh, shoot. Alright. Hello everybody, it's your boy Fluffy Peanuts. We are doing a Shaman Minion build. This time around we switched to ascendancy from Oracle. If you want to check out the Oracle build, there is a video down in the description below to check that out. So we want to do Shaman with max gear, mid-tier gear, okay, and we are doing phenomenal, as you can see with the other videos that you've seen before this description. Okay, all right, we're getting 120 plus more spirit with the Oracle. Okay, we went with defenses and stuff like that as well in the ascendancy class, on top of grabbing the, you know, the plus 40 to each one of the charm slots that we're not using. Okay, all right, I rate this, you know, another top tier, okay, minion build. We're doing traditional minions. Okay, I'm not doing a rage. I know there's another, you know, people are out there making rage minions and they're, you know, they're pretty OP, but I like to keep it simple, walking around, not doing anything. Okay, so as that being said, let's go ahead and get into it on what we are working with here, gear wise, skill wise, and also obviously the passive tree. Okay, and ascendancy, what we chose. Alrighty, as you can look right here, this is our gear. I'm doing a dual wand setup, not wand but scepter setup. Okay, right, a little scepter. All right, and we're using Val guards off to the side just to play around and mess with, but the main focus on this build is going to be power zillions. Okay, I know a lot of people like to use Val guards, a lot of people like to use power zillions. Me, in my personal opinion, power zillions are number one. They are OP. They are better than the Val guards. Okay, I like their clearing, and I tend to melt bosses a lot quicker because, you know, they can constantly cast spark. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at what we are using right now for gear. Okay, now let me mind you, this is mid-tier, max tier. Okay, at this point, all I'm doing is nickel and diamond to try to squeeze out as much energy shield, as much spirit as I possibly can, which I'm dang near, I'm pretty sure I'm tapped out besides like one spirit. Okay, man, maybe about like 20 or 30, 20 spirit because of the scepter, or 16 spirit because of the scepter. Okay, because right now it's at 184 spirit. What we want on our spirit, we want at least, I would say, probably 160 rattling scepter for spirit wise total and above. Okay, that would give you a good decent amount of minions. All right, so that is the main goal, to get as much spirit as we possibly can. Now, let me tell you, I was recording this video, these scepters with the +4s on it, with anything above 80% increased damage, is going stupid, ridiculous, expensive. Okay, I'm talking a couple hundred div. I bought this one for 100 div. The closest one to it's about 200, 250. Okay, so keep that in mind. All right, well, but with that being said, you don't have to go with the +4 to all minion skills. You can go with the +3. Okay, you'll still do a really good amount of DPS. Okay, and you can still clear maps and do pinnacle bossing as well. All right, now we got that. We got increased damage at 80%. This is not even a max. You can go up to 100, 114% increased damage. But I'm telling you right now, you're looking at mirror tier or half mirror tier. I think yeah, about mirror tier divine we're talking about here, like 600 plus div. Okay, when you're going up to 100 114 increased damage. Okay, don't need it, obviously. We're doing just fine with 80%. Okay, then we got cast speed. Cast speed for your power zillions. That's what they are. They are casters, so you want to try to get as close as 20% is the top that you can do for cast speed on your scepter. I highly recommend try to get that up as high as you can. 15% and above, you'll be doing just fine. All right, and obviously what you guys see as well, we got a +4, and what we got in here is the primate idol. Okay, 30% increase in damage. All right, if you want to be risky after you spent that 200 divine, or how much you ever spent on your +4 minion scepter, and you want to try to go for a dual socket to valet, that's entirely up to you, but I did not do that with mine. You can potentially get obviously another 30% increased damage. I would not do that. Okay, they are too expensive as it is right now. Just keep them plain, put the one socket in, there you go, quality it up. All right, and obviously we got +4 to minions. The mana does not matter to us. We don't use mana that often, besides when we're doing bossing. Okay, moving on to our next one, we're going to go to our range. All my range are rarity. For your range, you want rarity and defense and life. All right, or if you don't want the rarity, try to get, I don't know if you can get a recharge rate or increased shield, a recharge rate or faster recharge rate for your rings. I don't know if you can or not. Let's check that out. Let's see if we can. All right, let's check this out. All right, let's go search. Let's go to trade. Pop that up. Hold on, we gotta redo that again. All right, let's go like this. I'm going to see because I'm curious. All right, and we don't need damage modifiers, obviously, on our rings because we don't do any DPS, well, any physical skills whatsoever. Okay, because we're all minion-based, and minions do the damage. All right, let's go. Let's take this off. What takes that off? We'll keep our resist on there. Let's go to shield. If I can spell today. Shield. Scroll down. Increase energy shield. I know there's a recharge thing. Nice and life. No. Energy shield to recharge. Maybe you can't. Oh, there you go. Increase recharge. Let's see if you can get that. Nope, you cannot. So, all right. So what you're going to do in your range, get rarity if you want. Right now I'm rocking 40% plus on rarity on my rings, and I'm going defense. Okay, your damage to the attacks or anything like that does not matter. We're minions, or it's a minion build. We do not use physical spells. We do not use spells at all. Okay, we just run around in the circle, WSD, or just push forward on your joystick and just move around, let the minions do their business, because our flat damage for our rings are not going to matter, or even the increased damage is not going to help us at all. On our minions, it does not count for them. So what I did, I go resistances, and I go plus the maximum life. You can do strength as well, or get whatever, attributes that you need for your build. Okay, on that. All right, only thing I will say, if you're thinking that strength is better than going flat health, you're wrong. The better one to do is flat maximum health instead of strength. Unless you want to go to a cheaper route, just stack strength. But max flat health is better than just using strength nodes to get health. Just throwing it out there. All right, so that's one ring. And your other ring right here, same thing, evasion rating. That's because when I picked it up, that's what I had on it. But we're also doing plus over 40, and I obviously got intelligence on this because I need a little bit of it. Okay, then I went with this solar amulet. This bad boy was expensive as hell. Okay, but it's maxed out. 65 is the highest you can get for spirit on your amulet. All right, because it's also obviously it's a solar amulet. We got it maxed out to 15 on the spirit on that, then 50%, then plus 50 to the spirit. Maybe you could get like corrupted and maybe get that higher. I don't know. I'm not gonna risk it, because if you corrupt an amulet, you cannot re-anoint it. So keep that in mind. And we got plus 3 to minion skills. Put a little bit of rarity on there. The mana doesn't matter to me. I would go with spirit. If you can fly some more flat health, if you want rarity, if you want that or you don't care for it, but you must need minion skills, and spirit is a must. All right. But we are energy shield and health based, life based. So I like getting, which this one you can also do as well. They're starting to get up there. Energy shield increase, right, to maximum energy shield. I love that modifier. Okay, it is based. I'm pretty sure it is based off of our armor piece, and you can get like recharge rate on this as well. You can get both, which is our start to energy shield recharge. Those are very powerful modifiers as well. I highly recommend searching for any of those three on top of your spirit and plus 3 to minions. All right, but this is a very unique one, because if you look at the bottom of it, it says a plus 5% to quality of all skills. So our skills are pushing a lot of quality. Okay, I'll show you real quick. All right, so if I go and I look at this, we are pushing 5% quality on top of our 20% quality on a sniper. Okay, then we go up here to our power zillions. We're getting 20% quality plus 5%, so that's 25% quality on our gems. So man, it's a big increase in minions. Minion damage. Obviously, as you can see right there, we got 25%. You're wondering how I did that. It's because of this amulet. There's nothing else on it or like it, I don't think, with these stats on the market, bro. Okay, then we're gonna go over here to our focus. We are, like I said, energy shield base, energy shield. So we try to max out our energy shield as much as we can. Okay, and we want bounded. Bounded's always good, because we also pick those nodes in the ascendancies. I'll show you that when we get to the passive tree. Okay. All right, so with the focus, so I want to hit energy shield max. Let's see as much energy shield I can get. Plus the main thing obviously is plus 2 to all minion skills, and obviously since it's a focus, I always go for energy shield recharge rate and energy shield start rate, right? Faster start rate. So what you mean by that? Okay, why do you want that, Fluffy? Well, I'm going to show you why. Because look right here, energy shield with this build, what I got currently going on, almost max tier. Look at this. Energy shield recharge delay. That's what the faster start energy shield recharge does for us. It lowers this number, right? So we can restart our energy shield recharging faster. Okay, 1.38 seconds. So if I move around, I get hit, I move around, pretty much a second passes, my energy shield's already recharging. Then of course, you know, to faster energy charge recharge, you can't say that 20 times fast, man. Energy shield recharge, okay, rate, not start, recharge rate. That just increases the amount of your energy shield that recharges per second, okay, which is ours is 2900. All right, so that's the focus. Our gloves, we're going with, you know, typical stuff: energy shield, maximum life, you know, and just our resistances, basically just defenses is what we want. And obviously I went and I grabbed rarity on there, and I'm pretty sure you can get faster recharge as well on these gloves as well, but you're gonna be paying a pretty penny, and you're also not gonna get as much energy shield out of it. Energy shield gloves, okay. With our belt, I went with a traditional belt. A lot of people like to use ingenuity. You can if you want, not necessary, because the only thing that the ingenuity belt's going to do for us is increase health. If you have health rings, like life rings, and your resistances and rarity, right? If you go that route, that's it. That's the only thing it's going to affect. No DPS or nothing like that. So you can go with the normal belt, which I did. I made sure I had some life on it. And I want my and flash charges gained. Okay, just little nuance stuff. Only thing I put in it, only thing you mainly really want to look out for on here is maximum life and your resistances. Use it to cap out your resistances. All right, maybe put some chaos in there. This build has 0 chaos, by the way. And the only unique armor piece that we're going to be using is our boots. Obviously, I want 35% increased reservation efficiency. You can go to 30%, okay, if you want to go a little bit more cheaper on it, which is completely fine. Get you a dual socket or whatever. Put maybe add an extra rune in there for resistances if you're struggling on that. All right, so our boots right here, the Bones of Alar. Lattice, I want 35% reservation efficiency, and what we also want to put in our boots for the runes to increase that speed, because obviously we're going to be slow. We're still going to be slow. We want Amino's Gaze in there as well, because it increases movement speed per 15 spirit. Now, with that being said, this is what my current movement speed is. We're going to scroll down. We're moving at 36%. So it's like if I have a pair of 35% boots. Okay, it still feels slow to me. Obviously, with this end right here, you also cannot, when you dodge, you cannot, I mean, you cannot sprint with the Amino Gaze. Just keep that in mind, guys. You cannot sprint with that end. All right, now with our chest piece, we're gonna go with max energy shield as much as we can get. Okay, all right. I also corrupted it when we got lucky. We got a 21% increase energy shield as well. All right, for your list right here, you pick and choose how much energy shield you want it. These things are starting to get stupid expensive in the past 48 hours of this recording. I don't know why, but they used to be cheaper. All right, but I crafted my own. All right, so but we wanted more energy shield. Okay, and I want one lightning, and we want the most important thing in there is to try to get as max spirit as you can. 61, I believe, is the max for spirit on a chest piece. 60 or 50, at least 50 is what you want. All right, and we put intelligence on it because I wanted intelligence, because I needed it, because we're going to use plus 21 skill gems, and they require 157 intelligence. So 157 intelligence total for a plus 21 skill gem. Just let y'all know. Okay. And you know what resistance is, the cap out some. I think I overdid it, obviously. Resistances are capped to crap. Well, capped to hell, man. Alright, now for our helmet. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. The funnest piece of armor I like. The funnest one. We're gonna do +2 in the minion skills is a must on your helmet. Do that. They are fairly cheap. I went with energy shield helmet as well. Okay, because remember, we want to increase energy shield. All right, try to get you some life on there if you can. I don't think you can with it being a strictly energy shield. I think it's more mana because requirements. But if you can find one with some health, okay, some life, do that as well. All right, but this one is corrupted with a +1. So we get an additional +1 because of the corruption to minion skills. Okay, these things are going stupid expensive now. All right, and there's nothing on the market with a 320 with that skill, and then with the current resistances that I have in there with the +2 as well, there everything is going over like 300-400 div. Don't know why. Within the past 24 hours, I shit you not, within the past 24 hours of this recording, when I post this, okay, you can go and check out the live stream before that, and you can see how much we actually paid it, because I bought it on while I was live streaming, and yeah, it was, well, I did not pay anything near that. It was like 25 to 60 div. Okay, and obviously what we want in a rune socket is going to be a relic cache, 8% increased reservation efficiency. Okay, everybody's like, oh, why can't you put more? Why can't you put more? Because GGG hates us and doesn't want us to have fun. We cannot put more than one of these in here now. Lastly, we could 0.3, we could put as many as we could fit. Now we can only do one, and they increased it by 2% on the reservation, because the last league it was 6. All right, that's okay, we deal with it. But yes, you can only put one in there, so put that in your helmet. All right, now if you're really curious about Valguards, we got a weapon set 2. Okay, we want the same thing for our focus as we do for our power zillions. Try to get as much energy shield, faster energy shield recharge rate, energy shield start. Okay, all right, and +2 to minions. When that's it, just try to get as much as you can max as well. All right, that's all you needed on this bad boy. It's the same thing as you would for your power zillions. Just find you a second one. Okay, same stats. Now, your rattling scepter is going to change. Okay, or you're going to want, instead of cast speed, you want attack speed. Try to get as much spirit on it as you want, as you can. Okay, but it's the same thing. Set up. Okay, 160 and above for your rattling scepter, +4 to minion skills, or +3, doesn't really matter. Okay, then you're going to do increase attack speed instead of cast speed. All right, with increased damage, just like our power zillion one. All right, now, with that being said, that is our gear. Okay, when we get into skills, this is what we're rocking. 9,700 energy shield with 1,800 life. Okay, then we got everything max. Chaos hasn't been touched, but you can obviously go and get your chaos up there. I'll probably survive longer, but you know, it's not necessary. Okay, we do got our resistances max. All right, obviously your 7% armor and 2% evasion. We don't care about that because we are not armor or evasion based at all. Okay, and obviously right here, 550 spirit with 1100 mana. Doesn't matter. You can probably pick that passive node where you get attacked and all the damage goes to the mana first before it does your health and energy shield. You can do that if you want. Okay, give you a little bit more defense, but it's not necessary because our charge reshield rate is pretty low, pretty high, man. Well, not, I guess it's like probably backwards. It's low. It's pretty low. 1.3 seconds. Okay. All right, I was looking at our passive tree here. I'm going to do this before we go into the skills. I'm going to do a little bit backwards here. Okay, because there's a couple things I want to point out. All right. On our ascendancy, we are Shaman. This is a Shaman build, Minion build. Okay, we want to hit the Sacred Flow to get us a plus 40 to Spirit with all empty charm slots. Basically, we cannot use charms. Obviously, then I went over here for bonded modifiers and rules and items. Okay, what bonded is, when you look at your gear, if you see a bonded, see, this is how much bonded with minions revive 8% faster, so we're going to be able to use that, right? So that's why we want to hit this skill. So any of these bonded modifiers, we also get that as a bonus as well on all of the gear. Okay, I think it's just gear. I don't even know how to put bonded on there, but anyways, you get the gist. Then we want defense with the other ascendancies. So what we did right here, we went in reactive growth, get for 10% less elemental damage taken. Basically just defense nodes. I didn't even go up all the way up here because they did not pertain to us at all. They gain 10% of damage of extra damage of a random element. We don't care about that model in the turning of seasons. What we care about is the enemies in your presence have exposure. Help out our power Zilliats a little bit. Okay, then we're going to go over here. We're going to start going up the energy shield side of things. When we go all the way up, okay, I'm just going to point out some things that we want on our passive tree here. All right, okay, so this is basically your just basic minion setup here, okay? Our minion setup when you're picking passives. If you do any type of minion build, if you guys have done this before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So basically what we want to do in our passive nodes, we want to try to hit as many freaking DPS nodes as we possibly can first. Then we're going to go with a little bit of helping out our life for our minions. Okay, so we're going to venture off over here to the right hand side. I went to energy shield recharge rate. This is going to help us for our energy shield recharge and start rate as well. Okay, then we want to go above that. We got some more defense, not defense, but we got some more damage nodes right here. All right, we want to hit those up. Then I went over here for maximum energy shield. All right, now mind you, at this current recording, we are only level 93. So if I hit 95, I will grab this bad boy right here as well, because we get more energy shield for our equipped helmet. And I'll probably go over here and hit this. Okay, I might switch it around a little bit because that's a big node. Okay, for starter of energy shield. Okay, then we're gonna go over here to the left hand side. We're gonna grab some more damage nodes. Okay, then we're gonna get a little bit more of we're gonna hit this one as well for increased area of effect, and that's mainly for the Valve guards and cooldown rate, recovery rate. Okay, so if you don't want to do Valve guards, I'll take this node out and go over to here and I'll grab this energy shield. Okay, but this right here is for the Valve guards. And the reason why I'm going to show you that, I'm going to show you right here. I'm going to switch over to Valve guards. Okay, we're going to go explosive grenades. The cooldown timer every time when they start throwing grenades. Okay, that's what that does. It reduces it down to 1.67. Okay, this is, it's annoying. There is really not much of anything that can do cooldown for minions skills, man. There's hardly nothing. All right, but that's the only reason why we took this node right here, is to help out the vanguards a little bit for throwing. Then we went with the defense node. Okay, then we're gonna go over here, and when this is another must, it gives us a 4% increase in spirit. Is the main reason why we want that node. So if you were to start out trying to build your build, okay, if you're following this guide and you're going through, you know, the campaign, I would go up this side first. Okay, follow this passive tree, keep following it, and what I would do, I will follow it. Do not grab any of these side nodes, and this will be the first one I would take, will be the increased to spirit. Okay, then after that, pick and choose what you want. Probably go for damage nodes. Okay, you don't really have to worry too much about defense when you're going through the campaign. Just get all the damage modes, then go to defense. Okay, Then we're going to go up here. All right, this is some more DPS nodes. We're going to grab those. This is our increase of energy shield. Some more DPS nodes over here. Grab those. You want to get, you know, jewel sockets. We're using 2 jewel sockets, 3 jewel sockets actually, but we're using only 2 jewels. And this is your jewel that you want: maximum energy shield and critical spell damage and increased damage. Okay, that's what you want. Increased damage. Minimum increased damage and increased energy shield. Okay, if you want more DPS, you're going to do minions do critical damage bonus. Okay, then for both of your jewels that you want, then you're going to get from nothing diamond. I think that's what it's called, right? For nothing diamond. Yeah. From nothing diamond, you want ritual cadence to grab some more DPS nodes right here. All right, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So DPS nodes, DPS nodes, DPS nodes, and this is a must as well that you guys don't want to skip out. I'll make a note of that. Increase reservation efficiency so it costs less for our minions. That's definitely another top one that you want. So this is a must, and this is a must. Okay, 4% increase in spirit and 12% in reservation efficiency so our minions cost less. Then I say the next one, most likely the main thing that you want on this as well is to get this ritual cadence from nothing diamond to get this. Okay, but do all your DPS. You really don't even need that as well. But if you want to increase your DPS, you can take this and put another jewel in there. But if you want DPS, obviously we all do to try to get our mats for us to sit there slappa, right? We're gonna want that. Okay, then just some DPS nodes. Energy shield right here. Energy shield recharge rate right here. This is how another way on how we're reducing, you know, lowering our start time for our energy shield and the amount of energy shield that we're recharging per second. So yeah, so this is just basic stuff, basic minion stuff. Just energy shield, defense, recharge rate, and increase attack damage. This is pretty much all the DPS nodes that you can get is what you're looking at right here. Okay, for your minions, for powered Zilliards, if you were to go and center and you wanted to switch over to Valguards, I'll take these 4 nodes out and I'll go down to the left side right here because they increase area effect. Okay, for the explosions, not a must, but it is what it is. Now let's go into our skills here that we're using. I'm not going to go through every single thing here. Okay, I'm going to give you the rundown of what we're using for our main skills, which is going to be Power Zilliards. You can get this in the second to the last zone on the last interlude is where you're going to find these. Okay. So we're going to do Power Zilliards. Obviously, you want your skill gem to be maxed out with 20% quality with plus 21 to skill level. Okay, right now we are rocking 33. It is level 33. That's because of our gear. And all the plus 2s, the plus 4s, the plus 3s. Okay. We're going to deal with wild shards in there because every time when they cast, it gives us a 20% chance every time when they cast it to shoot out 8 additional sparks. All right. Then we're going to go with Feeding Frenzy. Okay, it just gives us some more DPS, 30%. Then we're going to do a Pierce 3. Pierce 3 guarantees that the Spark Ball, when it goes through, when it hits an enemy, it's going to go through the enemy and hit the rest of them behind it. Okay, that's the main reason why we want Pierce 3 on there. Then we're going to do Projectile Acceleration. They increase the projectile speeds of their sparks as well. And obviously it gives us a chance to pierce, which doesn't matter because this one all avoids that. Okay, then another must on here, pretty must, is this is going to be your big DPS boost. We're going to put muster on this. Muster on this is pretty important. You know, pretty much put this on majority of all your sub minions that you're going to have on this list. Because every undead, it gives us 7% increased DPS. 7%. Okay, and we are using 6 of them right now, so that gives an increase of 42% DPS. Okay, and right now with our current build, we are going at 28,928. DPS with these power zillions. This is pretty much damn near max tier. The only thing we can really change is our scepter to try to get it the base of the damage above 100%. But yeah, it's not necessary. Anything above 21% that your power zillions are doing, you'll be doing just fine and wrecking. Okay, this is just overkill. Alright, so we're going to down to our cleric as our second most important thing on this build for our skill wise, and that is because this is our freaking RPG words healer, right? So we're going to want her, the cleric, plus 21 skill gem, obviously with 5. I always get 5 socket because I think if I go to 4 socket, that's a waste, right? If I'm going to spend the money on it already, I'm going to want the max everything on it, which is 5 sockets, 20% quality. Okay, then we're going to want magnified area, 2 rapid casting, minion mastery to give it another level, and the most important thing on this is going to be the Brutus brain, so that way it cannot die. She can continue to sit there and heal and heal and heal, but she cannot die. Okay, this is the add. DPS is good. Alright, these next ones are going to be just adding DPS, right? So the brute, skeletal brute, we're going to want that. Just throw some stuff in there. Okay, this will be on mobilytics, so you can use the same skills that I put in there. Alright, we're going to use the brute, the frost mage, okay, storm mage, and the sniper. These are all the minions that we're going to be using that are beneficial, and we're using the sniper because it's cheap as well. We can save some spirit. Okay, then for our solo single target DPS ones that we're going to have here is elemental weakness and pain offering. I know a lot of people like to use that storm, which you can do that as well if you want. If you're not using Valguards, just take these out. Take the Valguards out and just use the storm. Okay, now what we're going to be doing right here for the Valguards, so let me swap this out. For Valguards, same concept, 21 level 21 skill gem by Inspector skill gem. In case y'all didn't know, you can get the Valguards pretty easily and Act 3 pretty quickly. Okay, before that, what you would want to use is probably, if you're not levels, if you don't have a second tune, okay, what I would do is use a whole bunch of sparks or snipers, skeletons, as many as you can get, and just run through the campaign that way. But when you get these, I highly recommend you use Valguards. Get you through the rest of the campaign until you get to the power zillions, alright? Which is a good thing about the interludes, you can jump, you can do the interludes in any order you want. So what I always do, I jump to the last interlude first. When I get to the interlude section, you know, I get my power zillions as quick as I can, and I just run through the rest of it. Alright, so Valguards. Alright, this is optional. Obviously, if you want to use them, it's up to you. Okay, so we're going to want plus 21, 20% in quality, so the 21, level 21, I mean, not plus 21, level 21. Skill gem, 20% quality, 5 socket, obviously. Feeding frenzy, okay, we're going to do more DPS, rapid attacks. Okay, so we can increase that attack speed that they do. Okay, what you're going to do, multi-shot. You can use multi-shot or heft. Multi-shot, okay, is an increased damage, but it gives us the 2 additional grenades that they're going to be throwing with also less skill speed. Okay, I prefer this one, so technically they're throwing 3 grenades. Okay, so that's 3 separate different DPS modifiers, right? Then obviously we're going to use muster for more DPS. Then we're going to use CITADELS desire for increased DPS. Okay, not a must. All right, these things are pretty expensive, about 15 div or 22 div. You don't have to use this. If you don't want to use this, just take this out and put heft in there. Alright. So, with that being said, we got 35% increased minions deal damage. Now, why am I pointing out minions deal damage modifier on here? Because that's how much, for each quality, that you do on your skill gems for the minions is the only thing it does for the Binding Spectre is it increased the damage, right? That's what it does. So we got 35% on here. How do we get 35%? Well, and not 30% because of the Dialect Touch. Where's that extra 5%? That's where the amulet comes into play. 5% quality of all skills. That's where it comes into play. Right here. So I'm getting 5% more DPS. Okay. And 10% more because the quality of supported skills. Right. So we get a total of 35%. And our DPS right here for explosive grenades is 70,000. Now we do a multi-shot, so that's 70,000 times 3, so you got 210,000 DPS. Okay, there you go. That is the build, guys. That is the build. All right, this is gonna be on Bubble Lyrics behind under the video in the description. Okay. So that is it. This is the Shaman build, very basic minion stuff for the pageantry, the gearing, and all that. If you ever played minions throughout the leagues, I mean, it's pretty simple, self-explanatory. Okay, so let me know if you like this build down in the comments below, and what build you're rocking. Okay, and if you got any suggestions or improvements on my build, please let me know in the comments below. Okay, that being said, catch y'all later. Until next time, hashtag Peanut Game, baby, all day, every day. Deuces.